going to be looking at part 1 of our Unit 9 review. Do not forget, please try these before you actually look at the solutions. The more you try, the better it'll help you for the test. Number 1, the graph of the function y equals x squared is given below. So I have y equals x squared, there's my graph. How will the graph be affected if the coefficient of x, supposed to be x squared, is decreased to 1/4? So instead of having just 1x squared, I'm going to have 1/4 x squared. Well, if I look at my calculator and I've punched in, or maybe not, if I put in x squared and say I want to make it bold, just so I can tell that that one is x squared, then I can punch in also 1/4 x squared just to see the change. If I graph both, there's my first one, that's my parent function, x squared. Well, it looks like it got wider, so I'm going to go with f. The parabola gets wider. Looking at number 6, it says investigate, describe, and predict the effects of changes in c on the graph of y equals ax squared plus c. Well, we looked before and we figured out that when we had y equals mx plus b, this was our y-intercept. So kind of looks similar. The only difference is this little squared up here, but the c is still our y-intercept. So if c was positive 2, say we had y equals ax squared plus 2, then our parabola, whatever it is, would cross at positive 2. Or if we had y equals ax squared minus 7, it would cross at negative 7. And it looks wider, but it's not really, it's just shifted down. So it will cross at negative 7. Whatever this number is right there, this, or whatever it is just where it crosses the y-axis. So for instance, now that we know that c is just the y-intercept, and number 7 says in the graph of the function y equals x squared plus 5, which describes the shift in the vertex of the parabola if, in the function, 5 is changed to negative 7. So instead of 5, if I have y equals x squared minus 7, these two numbers differ by negative 12. From 5 to negative 7, I went negative 12. Well, if I go negative, that means I'm going down. So I'm going to go 12 units down, which is D. Number 14 is a little bit of a challenge. We have the graph of y equals 11x squared plus c as a parabola with a vertex at the origin. So we know that the vertex is at the origin, so it's going to have to pass through the point 0, 0. Which of the following is true about the value of c? So we don't know what it is yet. But if we know that it has to cross through 0, 0, well then that has to be a solution to my equation. So if y is 0 and x is 0, then I just have plus c. So 0 equals 0 squared is 0 times 11 is 0, so 0 plus c. So then c has to be 0, which is answer C. So my equation would just look like 11x squared plus 0, so I don't have to put anything. If you want to check it in your calculator, just to make sure that this thing passes through the origin, and clear everything out. So 11x squared. Look at our graph. It's going to go. Looks like it passes through the origin. So there we go. Everything I'm about to talk about is very important for the test. 10, 10, 20, wink. So you may want to pay attention, tell your friends about this one, tell them they need to go look at it, whatever you want to do. Okay, for number 16, which of the type of parent function is represented by the function graphed below? Well, this we know is a parabola, but that's not really an option. Don't forget that this is also your quadratic parent. So in this one, it would be option D. And if I wanted to say what the equation is, we know it's y equals x squared. But looking at the other options, for exponential, this will be on the test as well. My parent function is going to be y equals a to the x, and my graph is just the exponential graph, if you guys remember that. It goes up one side, that's not a very good one. I'll try to draw another. goes up really fast, and then in the other direction it's just going to keep going and going till 0. This is called the exponential parent function. Your parent function is y equals a to the x. The other one is our linear function. Hopefully we remember linear, because if we just kind of cover up AR, we just have line. Well, that's just this parent function such that it is a line. We know it's y equals mx plus b, but really our parent function is just y equals x.